For many people, a train line is just a useful way of getting from suburb to suburb. Although train freaks might like to watch trains all day long, the government builds walls along the tracks so that householders don't have to see or hear the trains as they pass. But for an artist, these walls are a splendid opportunity. This image of Pam the bird was created by the artist Jack Gibson Burrell. Since 2023, Pam has been appearing all around Melbourne. Some people see her as just an ugly graffiti, but others are more discerning and see Pam as true art. She's a cartoon, quirky and amusing. She reminds us that even in the concrete jungle, birds still exist. She tells us that life is funny and beautiful, even in places that we have made barren and bare. On this wall, near Deer Park railway station, Gibson Burrell stenciled Pam no less than 42 times. Every day, tens of thousands of train passengers pass through Deer Park in all kinds of different moods. Some are happy, some sad and grieving. Perhaps a glimpse of Pam brought some of them a little humour and joy. I say brought because the bureaucrats, the officials who govern us, decided that Pam was a bad bird and smothered every image of her on this wall with grey paint. This is by no means the only instance of officials who are primarily concerned with law badly misjudging matters of taste and art. There's an ancient Chinese poem about another bird, a talking cockatoo, that was clever and beautiful. The poet said, "They did what is always done to the learned and the eloquent. They took a cage with strong bars and shut it up inside." So much for the 42 images of Pam the bird that once adorned the wall beside the Deer Park Railway. But there are some images of Pam that they cannot rub out, or at least not without great difficulty and huge expense. This is the 19th century factory at Clifton Hill where they used to make lead shot. It's a high tower because shot was made by drops of molten lead falling into water far below. The shot tower is abandoned now, but it's a landmark and a heritage building. And there is Pam, perched or rather hanging high over Melbourne, perhaps looking for worms in the park beside the Eastern Freeway, or maybe keeping an eye on the city block a few kilometres away. Pam raises an interesting question about artists and their art. When an artist is so impressed by the beauty of an object or a person and feels compelled to make an image of that person or thing as a painting or a carving, are they somehow glimpsing its true nature, seeing behind the surface of the so-called ordinary world, that every creature hides a mysterious light, an eternal, transcendent mystery? Whatever of that, some people try to say that Jack Gibson Burrell isn't an artist at all because he's not of good character, having been arrested for some minor crimes. But haven't great artists in the past been in even more serious trouble with the law? Wasn't Caravaggio on the run for killing a man in a brawl? Do we think less of Caravaggio's paintings because of that? No. Melbourne owes a big thank you to Jack Gibson Burrell and his accomplice, Matthew Rowell White, for brightening Melbourne with their images. for provoking discussion, and even for giving us the bird.